Hello again. Today it's mobiles. Mobiles have always fascinated people, and since they were developed by the great American sculptor Alexander Calder. Mobiles, though, are pretty sophisticated and they're rather beautiful as they move around. People have found them pretty fascinating because they love to watch their movement. They're rather more difficult to make than we're able to make today, so I thought I'd show you how to make a kind of a junior variety of a mobile, and we'll call it a dangly. Here one comes now. I call it a dangly because these things actually simply dangle from it, whereas a full-blown mobile is rather more graceful and moves around a different way. But you can see it's a pretty colourful sort of thing, and I thought you'd like to have a lot of fun with your family making some of these creatures. So this is how we'll do it. Right. What we'll need some of these materials. We'll need some coloured cardboard, cotton, paper clip, pair of scissors, glue, something to mark with, and we'll be in business. And this is what we do. We take a sheet of card like so, fold it in half like this. I'll move some of these things out of the way so you can see more clearly, perhaps. Fold it in half like so, and we'll draw the body of a bird along this using the fold as the backbone. And the important thing about this stage is that you make the bird shape very simple indeed, very simple. And if I held that up, you could see that that is a pretty simple looking bird's body. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it looks much better if it is simple and straightforward. I'll cut it out with the scissors very quickly, no problem. Discard that. And there we have that little shape there. If I put this alongside it, you'll see where the bird's body is. This is it there, you see? Now we're going to make a pair of wings to go on this, and we'll choose a different colour for this. We'll use this colour here. And again, we'll make the fold. And now we'll draw the wings on this shape, starting at the fold at the base. We'll make a very simple wing shape. I'm drawing this on because I want you to see the shape that you might use, whereas you could just simply cut it straight up. The important thing is to have a fairly broad area at the base there so that the wings will in fact stand up. I'll cut that out and round the shape quite simply with the scissors, making a fairly flowing sort of line like that. I'll fold it inside out like that. Now, I want to show you something a little tricky here. What we do is that upper wing there is to fold it back, so you've only got about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch left at the bottom there. You see that fold? Fold it back upwards like so. And you do the same thing there, so that the whole wing is now folded into a kind of a W shape. That will sit on the backbone of the bird. I'll put some glue in that area, like so, and we'll put that on the bird's back, like so. And you can see now that that sort of sits up like so. Well, it's unbalanced, it's sort of a bit nose heavy at the moment, so I'm going to make a tail to counterbalance that. And for this we'll use a piece of this pretty violent yellow colour. And again, I'll draw it from thin at that end to a broader tail there and make it cut off about there. I'm also going to cut some slots in it about that point there. This is what it will look like. If I cut along here, there with the scissors, cut along the slots. I wouldn't draw these on if I were you making them at home, because they would make rather heavy marks all over your bird. Best to try to leave as few marks as possible on them. Well, you can see how that is slotted like that. I now want to show you a very simple way of making that curl rather nicely. You hold the paper strip between your thumb and the edge of the scissors, and you just draw it back quite quickly without too much pressure. Of course, you put too much pressure on, you'll rip the tail off altogether. But just like that will curl quite gracefully, better than you could do it otherwise. And I'll put a bit of glue here and there, pop it under the bird like so, in that area there, and it's just tucked up in there. Secure it, and he should be fairly balanced like that. I'm going to draw a couple of eyes on this bird, and just to finish him off, And now I have to attach something to him to find a centre of balance, which will be along his backbone here somewhere. There he goes. And I need a wee bit of cotton to loop around that. Just thread it through the pin, no trouble. And there he is. And in fact, he hangs quite well, as you can see. I'll just tuck his wings up. Well, that is a dangly, and I think you can have an awful lot of fun making those. I'll whistle up my... here he comes. And you can see that if this were hanging in your home, it'd look pretty jolly. Now, if you want to know how to make these, do write us a letter at Make and Do, P.O. Box 2606, Christchurch, and we'll send this information out to you. And you'll have a lot of fun with the children making up a dangly of your own. So there it is, a fairly colourful thing for the house. And that's all for this week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.